Formaji YouTube video k lia oper jo tum ny story lik kdhs k oper thai men strong hook lik k do. Hook jandar. Suspenseful our curiosity sai barpor hona chaye k mary vauer engage ho jn our video ko ntk decken. The space between two hearts can feel wider than any ocean. She stood alone on the old wooden bridge. The wind slicing through her hair like cold knives. The river below whispered secrets, its surface catching fragments of moonlight that made her shiver. Every step she took creaked loudly, as if the bridge itself was warning her to turn back. She felt a sudden chill in her chest, a tightening that made her heart hesitate. The lanterns along the path flickered, casting shadows that danced like restless spirits. Her breath formed small clouds in the night air, each one trembling with unspoken fear. Then she heard it, a soft, irregular tapping from beneath the bridge. Her stomach knotted, her hands instinctively clutching the railing. The sound grew louder, echoing through the stillness, a rhythm that matched the panic rising in her veins. She leaned over the edge, the river black and endless beneath her. And then, just as she thought it could not get worse, she saw it. Something moved in the water. Too quick, too deliberate, too alive. A pair of eyes emerged, reflecting the moonlight. And she realized that the space between two hearts was not empty, it was watching her. Her pulse thundered in her ears, each beat a drum of warning that made her knees weak. The eyes in the water did not blink, did not waver, but followed her every subtle movement. A sudden gust of wind whipped through the bridge, throwing her hair into her face and making the lanterns sway violently. She stumbled back, gripping the railing so tightly that her knuckles turned white. Her breathing ragged and uneven. The river below churned unnaturally, as if responding to some unseen command. Dark ripples twisting and folding into impossible shapes. The sound of the tapping continued, now joined by a low, dragging noise, like claws scraping against wet wood. Her stomach churned violently, but her curiosity rooted her to the spot, drawing her closer to the edge despite the primal fear screaming in her mind. She crouched slightly, peering into the black water. The eyes blinked once, slowly, deliberately. And then the surface broke. A hand emerged first, pale, long fingers curling unnaturally. It clutched the edge of the bridge, gripping so hard that the wood creaked dangerously. She gasped, her body frozen in horror, unable to comprehend whether what she was seeing was real or a hallucination born from terror. The water bubbled around the hand, forming shapes that twisted and writhed, as if multiple beings were trying to push through the surface at once. She wanted to scream, but the sound caught in her throat, choked by fear and disbelief. The hand pulled itself onto the bridge, revealing more, an arm that shimmered under the moonlight, with wet, glistening skin that seemed almost translucent. Then the face emerged, and her entire world shifted. It was not human. Its eyes, the same ones that had watched her, held a depth of hunger and intelligence that no living creature should possess. Its lips parted, revealing sharp teeth glinting in the dim light. A slow, deliberate smile curled across a face that seemed to distort and twist with each passing second. She stumbled back, heart hammering in her chest, her feet tangling in the wooden planks of the bridge. The creature spoke, its voice low and wet, echoing strangely in the night air. "You should not be here." A shiver ran down her spine. The space between her heart and the creature's was palpable, a widening void filled with dread and unspoken terror. She tried to move, to run back along the bridge, but the air seemed to thicken, weighing down her limbs as though the night itself conspired to hold her. The creature stepped closer, its wet footsteps leaving dark, glistening marks on the wood. Each step was deliberate, measured, sending vibrations up through the bridge into her feet. She backed against the railing, desperately scanning for any way to escape. But the bridge stretched endlessly, and the path behind her seemed to fade into shadows. The wind whispered through the lanterns, carrying a voice that sounded almost human, but twisted, distorted, and echoing with malice. "You cannot leave until you understand the space between two hearts." A sudden realization hit her. This was not just a creature. It was a reflection of the gap she had tried to ignore. The emptiness she had felt in love and trust. Her chest tightened, and every heartbeat seemed to amplify the creature's presence. It leaned closer, its face just inches from hers. The smell of wet earth and decay filling her nostrils. She could see every detail, the way its skin shimmered like oil on water. The subtle, almost imperceptible movements beneath its translucent surface. The intelligence in its eyes, cold and calculating. Then, without warning, it lunged. She stumbled backward, screaming. The wooden planks beneath her feet threatening to give way. The railing shook as she clutched it, her nails digging into the splintered wood. The creature froze, hovering just above the water, its eyes boring into hers. And then it spoke again, softer this time, almost a whisper. Do you feel it? The emptiness, the space, that no heart can fill. She realized then that it was not just about survival. It was about confronting the void inside her. The loneliness and fear she had carried for years. Tears blurred her vision, but she could not look away. The creature's presence demanded recognition, forcing her to acknowledge the